I'm still mad about how that leaf killed me. It just trapped me there, and there was nothing I could do. Also, those guys have aimbot. So, just for some context, I decided to start doing a Sky Factory series. If you guys don't know what Sky Factory is, it's basically this series. It's Skyblock, but it has a ton of mods, so you can basically do whatever you want. So I'm gonna start a series on that, where I'm like narrating over it, and I think it'll be fun. So basically, now, believe me when I say this first episode's probably gonna be pretty boring, because a lot of it is me just figuring stuff out, farming trees, getting everything set up. But once you see the later episodes where I'm doing crazy stuff like getting flying armor, that's gonna be fun. Start out just making some trees, you know, making some slabs, you know, setting up a platform first, learning how the mod works. I feel like that's the biggest part to learn about Sky Factory, is just learning how the mods work. I feel like if I knew how they worked, it would be so much easier. But I basically just figured everything out, trying to just figure it out, you know. And then I made a petrified sapling. And petrified saplings allow me to get cobblestone, which is pretty hard to get, honestly. Then I made some more dirt, because you can get dirt by crafting the dirt acorns, dirt resin, which you get from destroying trees. Again, there are some weird mods. Just expanding the island. The main part about Sky Factory is that for the first like 3-ish hours, you kind of just mine trees and expand your island. That's about it, and that's what I did. I just kept on mining trees and planting trees, just over and over again, making more dirt, making more tree spots, expanding the island. That's all I did. Another weird mod that you probably saw me use earlier was if you run over or crouch next to a tree, then it will rapidly grow it at an increased rate. And then there's the wooden crook. The wooden crook increases the likelihood of getting saplings, so it's actually really useful. You can make it out of a bunch of other things, like cobblestone. I decided to make some more clay, because clay allows you to get a cauldron, a clay cauldron, or an unfired clay cauldron, I should call it. And also a bucket. Now, clay buckets are very useful, because then you can get water. I also figured out, after looking up... Now, keep in mind, I had to look up a decent amount of stuff for this, but a lot of it was pretty vague in the achievements list, you know. But I had to look up a decent amount of stuff, like how to get gravel acorns. And it was pretty confusing at first, to be honest. But I think I figured it out by now. Then I decided to make a platform for mobs to spawn, so I can get a bone tree. Honestly, at the beginning, it's pretty hard to get, because you need to make a platform big enough for mobs to spawn. So I just worked on making an area where they can spawn in. Now, keep in mind, this area never worked. Or it did work, but it didn't really help me. I then made a brick cauldron. Now, brick cauldrons are really cool, because if you put a brick cauldron over a torch, then you can, or if you put any cauldron over a torch, then if you put cobblestone in that cauldron, you can get lava. I also was wondering how you would get seeds in this mod pack, but I figured it out. Cooking the birch sapling is something that took me a while to figure out how to do, but it worked. I also built this mob spawner up top. It took me forever to build, but it never worked. Literally never worked. Then I realized that, like, hey, I guess it is working, but only for creepers. Now there's this very annoying type of creeper in this mod pack called bouncing creepers. They're very annoying, and they make a very annoying noise. They're not really useful. They're just kind of annoying. They don't blow anything up, they just create a lingering potion effect. I also figured out why it was useless later, but it was kind of an annoying reason. As you guys can see, another weird thing about this mod pack is that there are like customized skins for some mobs. It's weird. Also, for some reason, the wooden crook, or the stone crook, actually does a decent amount of damage. I really wanted to make a Cobblestone Generator as soon as possible, because that's really nice to have, especially when the only way to get cobble is to mine petrified trees, which are really annoying to mine. But basically I was just clearing out an area for it, you know. And then I also wanted to make sure that it was surrounded by cobblestone, so it didn't burn anything. And then I got trapped by this guy with a gun. Yeah. It's kind of annoying. And then I tried to delete my waypoints, which I realized I couldn't do. Or, I was doing it the wrong way. And another thing I did the wrong way was putting cobblestone around my lava, because it burned up basically half of my island. But I finally figured out how to make iron. Now, iron's really useful, because iron allows me to make iron stuff. That was the most redundant statement. But basically, I just kept on trying to get things, and then I realized my island was on fire. It's kind of funny how basically everything about Sky Factory 4 is farming trees. I remember in Sky Factory 1 it was sieving dirt and everything to get stuff. And then in Sky Factory 2 it was basically the same thing, sieving dirt and stuff. In Sky Factory 3 it was chickens. But in this one, it's trees. And believe me, trees are a lot more annoying to get. But yeah, like half my island burnt down. I rebuilt the lava area to make sure it doesn't burn down again, and I'm pretty sure it did again. So, it didn't really work as I thought it would. I love how I just decided to let that burn, you know? Basically, was able to get another lava generator. These reskin like skeletons and zombies kept on spawning, and they were very annoying. Because they kept spawn camping me, and there was nothing I could really do about it. I was so scared of this creeper. And it just blew up for no reason. And that was annoying. I automated all this later, and it was a lot better than what it is now. I just kept on trying to get more iron, you know. I don't think I realized at the time that I could get an iron tree. I'm still mad about how that leaf killed me. It just trapped me there, and there was nothing I could do. Also, those guys have aimbot, and apparently my mob spawner did work, but it worked a little too well, so now it was crawling with mobs. Yeah, but those were the bouncy creepers. They don't really do anything, per se. They just kind of explode in a really annoying way. And I suppose that's kind of what actual creepers are like. They're just kind of annoying. They're not really dangerous if you keep your ground just going for the crits. Also, I figured out the hard way. If you fall off, then you just spawn up in the air and die. But it's better than all your stuff going into the void. I also figured out from looking it up that if you crush dirt, you can get bone meal. That's really useful for getting bone. I also was stacked on iron. Like, I had so much iron. And I finally made the Cottonwood Sapling, which, believe me, took a lot longer than I thought it would. Sand is really annoying to do. So, before this, I didn't really use Tinker's Construct that much. I know it's like a go-to mod for mod packs because it's so useful, but I just didn't really use it that much, to be honest. So, I was kind of a noob to the entire thing. So, a lot of it is just me looking up how to do it. And it took a while to say. But I eventually got a porcelain melter, which is only useful if you have a porcelain furnace, which I also had. But that basically allowed me to melt that, the tin, the molten tin. I also eventually figured out that what I'm doing here is very unnecessary. Basically, I was trying to get a way to get a tin sapling, which in the achievement it says, pour molten tin over a birch sapling. Now, how would any rational human being do that? You would either craft it with it, you would build up above it, and then, like, pour tin on top of it. But I guess it might just be me, the noob of Tinker's Construct. But you have to use a Tinker's Construct melter and pour it onto the birch sapling. Which, at the time, I didn't know. And it took me a while to figure out. As in a while, I mean I looked it up. 'Cause that's a lot more fun than just sitting there burning a bunch of birch saplings for no reason. I just realized how stupid I was, because while I was sliding through what to do, I saw it in the thing. And I was pretty mad about that, honestly. I'm not mad that this took me a long time. I'm mad that I didn't look it up on how to do it. And yes, I eventually got it right, but at what cost? My sanity and time. Now, that's going to wrap up the first episode. If you guys want to join, if you guys want, if, I can't speak. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, and hopefully I can do another episode of this. I already have a lot done on the Sky Factory, so I'm excited to record more. Thank you all for watching, and have a nice day.